Weird day in history with the sieging of the American Capitol, but at least we got basketball to talk about. And let's get into today's video. The Philadelphia 76ers are the best team in the East, and I've talked about that before. But have I told you that Joel Embiid is going to be the MVP? And that kind of rhymed accidentally, like I'm Chris Smooth with my words. So I want to hear your opinions on that down below, and what you think if Joel's going to be the MVP this year. And while you're there, hit the like and subscribe button to help the channel grow. And let's get into today's video. Man, oh man, this team is fun to watch. First off, tonight, I'm assuming they're going to beat the Wizards. I did not mean to hit the light. There's like 5 minutes left in the game, and Joel at this point has 27 points in 27 minutes. And God, he's been playing so freaking good. It's so absurd how good this guy has been playing. He's taken his efficiency and his game to a whole nother level. His footwork is unmatched. I said this in a video earlier on the top five teams for this season so far, and I said Joel Embiid has shown footwork and skill and the ability to carry a team from the center position that we haven't seen an ability to do that since Hakeem Olajuwon. Yes, there's been Tim Duncan. Yes, there's been Shaquille O'Neal. But Joel Embiid's ability to continue developing his craft at the center position is unmatched by none. Dwight Howard, we thought, was going to be that guy where he had all the skills, but he never learned how to be an actual post guy, so that dream faded. But now with Joel, he is something else. Obviously, he's not on pace to be when he came to the league, he had 2.5 blocks per game in that 31 game rookie year. And this year, it's been reminiscent to that shot blocking ability that anybody that's in a 5-foot radius of this man is getting his shot block or his pass stolen out of the air like a safety. And it's with Ben Simmons also. Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid have a strong chance of either one of them being a defensive player of the year. I think Ben Simmons is going to win that, but that's another discussion. But Joel Embiid is shooting 52% from the floor while taking about 4 threes a game. And he is a guy who literally, I feel like, has revolutionized the center position, not just by himself. There's Nikola Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns out there. But Karl Anthony Towns is probably the modern-day best version of a stretch five, while Nikola Jokic is the best passing and who's the only guy, I think the only person who's comparable to Joel Embiid, who I think Joel Embiid is the number 1 center in the league, with number 2 being our man Nikola Jokic, 3 probably Rudy Gobert, then Karl Anthony Towns. Anthony Davis would be number 1 if he was considered a center, but he's more of a power forward. Joel Embiid is a man that, yes, there was injury concerns. He's never played more than 64 games in a season. But he's so good, and he's only doing this in 32 minutes. He just dominates the game. It's been a while since we've seen a center take over a game like Joel does. He puts the team literally on his back. Obviously, this season, he has the benefit of having Seth Curry, who's a better shooter than Josh Richardson was. And to make up for the loss of the defense, they have Matthias Thybulle. Oh, that was a big burp. Matthias Thybulle, Danny Green, and Shake Milton, and even Tyrese Maxey, who has Rajon Rondo type like wingspan. He's 6'3" with like a 6'9", 6'11" wingspan. It's absurd. And he's such a fun guy to watch. And besides that, the future with Isaiah Joe, Paul Reed is amazing. They even have Mike Scott, Terrence Ferguson, Furkan Korkmaz, Tony Bradley. All these guys that I still think that the 76ers probably have the deepest team in the East. And maybe Doc Rivers is actually running practices. But tonight, this team went wild. Now, let's go into the team. They had 6 players in double digits scoring by the 7-minute marker of the game. And I know it was a close game against the Washington Wizards, who are debatably the worst team in the NBA. But look, Matthias Thybulle, great defender. He leaves room to desire a lot. But then there's Shake Milton, who's been a diamond in the rough they found. Danny Green, who gives you the defense and gives you three-point shooting ability, while Seth Curry gives you a plethora of three-point shooting, like 40% a night. And then you have Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is looking like his Los Angeles Clippers self that we were all scared that he was going to be gone and it wasn't going to happen. But, hey, he's here. And he's shooting really good. 47% from 3, and he's shooting like 6 attempts a night. And he's getting 8 boards. He's really looking like how really good. And he says Doc Rivers is the reason himself is succeeding and why Joel's succeeding. Like, first off, they lead the league in their defensive rating at 99.8. They're whipping around the ball on offense to get the best shot available. This has led to big improvements of Joel passing out of double teams. Tobias is off to a great start. And, you know, it's the thing is, if you look at this team, it's very reminiscent of the 2008 Boston Celtics. These Boston Celtics were a team that, in my opinion, was, if you saw, they're using Tobias Harris as Paul Pierce, and Seth Curry is in the Ray Allen role, and Joel Embiid is playing the KG role, with Ben Simmons doing the Rajon Rondo. I think if you look at this team, it's a very similar to the 2008 Boston Celtics. And do not be surprised if we go into this year's playoffs with the matchup being the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Philadelphia 76ers, and the 76ers may be getting the win there. Because I think the Sixers are a deeper team than the Lakers. And that scares me, honestly. And if you look back at Rivers' success with the Clippers, where Harris had his best numbers under Rivers in the past, they've always had success on the offensive end together. When in his 7 seasons there, Rivers had Los Angeles always ranked in the top 10 offensively. His system focuses on ball movement and playing together, and this is what's helping Harris and the 76ers flourish. And there's a quote from Harris. Tobias Harris said, "That has been something that's been successful for my game that was successful in LA. I'd be selfish to say, hey, this is what Doc's doing for me. It's more along of this is what Doc is doing for the whole team as a whole. That's holding us accountable to playing the right style of basketball and a winning style of what he knows." That's a good quote. So they're going to win the East, and then they're going to go up against the Lakers in the playoffs. I want to hear, and Joel Embiid's going to be the MVP. So I want to hear down below in the comments, what do you think of that? Do you guys think that's going to come to fruition? Or do you think it's all going to come crumbling down to earth? And let me hear those opinions down below. I love you guys. Have a great day. Thank you for that channel growth and the ad revenue. I hope you guys have a good one, because I know I will. Till next time, peace out.